Hey everybody. A little bit later tonight here. We just watched the first three episodes of Jessica Jones, and just wanted to share some thoughts about it. Sorry, while I just continue with all this clicking here. There we go. So I guess as briefly as possible, I don't know anything about the character. I never read the books. So this is all kind of brand new to me, this whole world. But I mean, right off the bat, what I will say is that we were really impressed with the three episodes, even more impressed than I was with the Daredevil show, which I think I've kind of made it known by now that that show didn't really blow me away. I had quite a number of issues with it. One being the violence in it, how it ramped up to, I thought, a little too much, a little not the point really. And that is in the back of my head for this series so far, because I can see it starting to ramp up. There is, there's going to be some kind of event, obviously. I just hope that it doesn't feel the need to go the route of, well, we're an adult show, so we're going to have this violence. I mean, I just finished watching Nick's thoughts on the first episode, and he was saying that he had a bit of an issue with the sex. I didn't. I thought it was I don't know, I think it was necessary a little, kind of showing the connection and everything, to kind of the connection between the characters and how she's struggling with certain things of her past. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible, but if you haven't seen the first three episodes, you might not want to watch in case something slips. So I didn't have much of an issue with the sex. I thought there was some humorous moments too, especially when two of the characters found out about each other and what they were. They could kind of let loose a little bit. I thought that was mildly entertaining. So it doesn't bother me too much. The sex element doesn't bother me too much. Like I said, the violence is something that I'm worried about a little bit. But I will say this about the violence. I love that it just goes to show that you can do it. It can be done. You can have a show that's filled with female characters who are very strong, who can take care of themselves, and still be fleshed out characters, and still kind of have things that can go wrong that they can't necessarily tackle on their own, just like you can with male characters, just like you can with African-American characters, just like you can with white, like just human beings in general. So I'm really very impressed with that, and I can't overstate that enough. I'm really impressed with that side of it. I think it's a great thing that they've done, making these female characters like they are. And I just see a lot of potential with the rest of the series. We're really excited about it. Special Sexy Lady Friend really liked it as well. We watched 3 back to back. Right now it's 1:45 in the morning. So we just finished the last one about half an hour ago, probably. So good work. And with the introduction of, I think the way that the story is unraveling is done really well. We're getting enough nuggets of information that it's keeping me interested. I'm really excited for Luke Cage being in the show, because that just triggers in my mind the eventuality of Power Man and Iron Fist, of the Defenders, all the plans that they have for Netflix down the road. I'm very, very excited about. And this, whereas when I saw Daredevil, I came out of that at the end going, I'm not so sure. Second thoughts, this one is kind of revitalizing my excitement. Sorry. This one is revitalizing my excitement in the whole possibility of the plans that they have for all their Netflix Marvel ideas and long-term ideas. And then on top of that, the way that this show is filmed and the way it's shot and the way it's edited, there was a couple of moments with the editing that I thought was a bit sloppy, but overall, I really like the look of the show. It does a really good job of kind of capturing. I've never been to New York. what I know of New York and what I think of when I think of New York is that 70s era exploitation New York. And that's just from my interest in that era of filmmaking and that kind of gritty side to it. So I think that this really pulls it off nicely. It has enough of that flavor of this kind of down and out, violent kind of part of the city without going overboard, but without whitewashing it too much. Granted, you know, Jessica Jones, as my wife pointed out, she's supposed to be this kind of down and out character, and the jacket that she's wearing is like $300. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of that. I mean, it is still a television show after all. But I like the way that it looks. I really like the way that it's shot. I really like the way that they do practical lighting effects. When she starts having her flashbacks, how the purples kind of come up in the lighting. I really like that stuff. And one thing that stands out to me at times has been the music. I'm really enjoying the music. Some subtle saxophone and kind of jazz elements to some of the kind of usual kind of TV music that you hear. Really impressed with that too. She's hit and miss. She's had a couple, mostly she's hit. Mostly Jessica Jones does really well. I like the actress. There's been a couple of times where her acting has been a little questionable, but that's fine. It's not enough that it throws me off. You know what I mean? And that goes for everybody that's been in so far. It's all been good, and it's just exciting to have a show that has so far. Again, I'm only 3 episodes in, and there's still 10 more to go. Anything could shit the bed between now and the end of the series. But so far, high hopes for it. At this point I'm going to keep doing this probably throughout the whole series because the other Netflix show was Daredevil that recently came out. At this point of Daredevil, I was pretty excited too, the way it was tackled. Although this has something else though, and I don't quite know what that something else is. There's something else to this show that wasn't in Daredevil that I kind of wish was in Daredevil early on, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know if it's like this horror element that Nick touched upon with his video or what it is. There's something to it. The other thing that I do like about it is Daredevil, they kind of have their own little law office down in Hell's Kitchen. Jessica Jones has her own private investigating business. Luke Cage has his own tiny little bar. They're all sort of trying to stay off the map, but there's this feeling from all of them that eventually we know what happens. I mean, eventually the Defenders are going to be born out of this, and eventually they're going to become a little more superheroes. So this is almost like, it's not quite their origin story as far as how they became superheroes, how they got their powers. It's going to be their origin, all of these people's origin stories of how they kind of banded together to become these Hell's Kitchen superheroes, which is really exciting. I like that thread throughout the whole thing. Yeah, so I mean, basically what this does, it gets me really excited about the rest of the series. Gets me really excited about seeing Luke Cage, really excited about seeing Iron Fist, really excited about seeing the Defenders, all of that. Yeah, really, really good. So that's it. Just wanted to do a quick little chat about it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.